got too many.
Hey, this is PH and welcome to Good Bible Knowledge with PhD. In this set of videos, I will provide a helpful and enjoyable way to understand common questions about the Bible. I hope you'll find these videos helpful for your own spiritual journey in Jesus. Let's get started. What is Sodom and Gomorrah? Sodom and Gomorrah were two cities located on the Jordan River plain in the southern region of Canaan near the Dead Sea. They were known for their corruption and immoral behavior. When Abraham and Sarah set out on their journey to the Promised Land, Lot, Abraham's nephew, accompanied them. While Abraham serves as a prime example of faith, the story of Lot stands as a warning of compromise and selfishness. In Genesis chapter 13, we see Abraham and Lot both settling in an area called the Negev, where Abraham continued to worship the Lord. Because the Lord was with him, Abraham prospered with a large number of livestock as well as silver and gold. Lot also shared in God's blessing because of Abraham, and it says that both Lot and Abraham prospered so much that the land could not support both of them together. Abraham wisely proposed that the two separate and unselfishly allowed Lot the first choice of the land. Lot chose the Jordan Valley, which was by far the richest area of the Promised Land. Why did Abraham give Lot the first choice? Abraham had confidence that he did not have to take the best for himself because he believed that God would always remain the source of blessing. Lot, on the other hand, had no reservation in choosing the best for himself. It is at this point where the Bible mentions the city of Sodom. As the narrative moves along, Lot continues to move further from Abraham and closer towards Sodom. And later we find that Lot has eventually moved into the wicked city. God gave Lot a chance of escape as Abraham physically rescued Lot from captivity after residing in Sodom and Gomorrah for some time. But even after this gracious act of God, Lot chose to return to his residence in Sodom. We don't hear much about Lot after that until the day God promised Abraham and Sarah that they would be with child. On the very same day that God promised his blessing upon Abraham, he pronounced his intent to bring judgment upon the wickedness of Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham pleaded for the city, asking God, even if there are only 10 people who are righteous, that God would have mercy upon the city. But not even 10 people could be found, and God sent 2 angels to rescue Lot from the coming judgment. When they arrived, they found Lot sitting by the gate of Sodom. Unaware of their true identity, Lot graciously invited them into his house for their own protection. It was not long after that an angry mob appeared at Lot's door, demanding that he turn over the strangers into their hands. Lot was unable to resist, but the angels intervened by striking the men with blindness. The angels offered Lot and his family a way of escape, of salvation from the coming judgment, with a solemn warning that they not look back. Lot and his wife and daughters fled from the coming wrath of God as fire and sulfur completely engulfed the cities. While fleeing, Lot's wife looked back one final time towards the city, and she was turned into a pillar of salt. Lot and his 2 daughters took refuge in a cave in the hills of Zehor, but Lot's daughters proved themselves to be just as corrupt as the people of Sodom. Lot's story represents an example of those who move further away from God's blessing to embrace the physical pleasures of the world. It started with a simple choice of moving towards the city and ended with eventually embracing all that the city represents. It is only because of the intercession of Abraham on behalf of his nephew that Lot was saved from utter destruction. Through the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, God continues to extend his mercy through a solemn warning that the antithesis to faith and obedience is selfishness and the eventual destruction. The person of Abraham ultimately points to Jesus, who to this day intercedes on our behalf, asking the Father to grant mercy and salvation to anyone who would receive it. Thanks for listening to another episode of Good Bible Knowledge. We'll see you next time.